Everyone had to start somewhere. For Donald and Phil Everly, that start, after several tries, happened on an independent record label with a song that had been rejected by numerous, some say at least 30, other artists, including Porter Wagoner and Elvis Presley. This is the story of that song, Bye Bye Love, which became their first top-selling hit. But things could have turned out much differently if not for Don Everly's interest in a performer wielding an instrument that for all the world looked like something constructed in someone's garage, and a convoluted given name of Ellis Otha Bates McDaniel, otherwise known professionally as Bo Diddley. It was the early 1950s. Young Don Everly and even younger brother Phil had grown up in a musical family. Their father, Ike Everly, was a guitarist with a finger-picking style that brought him modest success as a performer, playing on local radio stations, first as a solo act and then later with his wife, Margaret, and the boys chiming in as the Everly family. Don Everly took to the guitar not long after his 10th birthday and began listening to records being made by artists who played the instrument. One artist in particular, named Bo Diddley, who wielded a bizarre box-bodied guitar and projected an energy-infused rhythmic playing style, caught Everly's ear. As he and his brother began playing and singing together as a duo, it became a favorite playing style for Don, and it was to play a pivotal role in launching their career. Now to early 1957. Don Everly had proven himself as a songwriter by now, and at the insistence of his mother, Margaret Everly, he and his brother Phil had been established as a duo act. Even though Don Everly had been writing songs since 1955, and one of them had proved to be quite successful for the country singer Kitty Wells, by way of Don's connections with Chet Atkins, Columbia Records had just unceremoniously dropped the first recording contract with the duo after their 1956 single Keep a Lovin' Me failed to chart. The brothers' personalities mixed pretty much like oil and water, and they were constantly at odds. But they had a catchy, blended vocal sound and a great stage presence. They were still virtually unknown, and now they also had no recording contract. Chet Atkins believed both in Don's talent and in the boys as an act, and worked with Roy Acuff of Acuff Rose Talent Agency to see what could be done for the talented duo. Roy Acuff agreed to get the boys a recording contract if they agreed to sign with Acuff Rose for a management deal. Sometimes things just work out. Cadence Records was established in 1952 by a gentleman named Archie Blyer, who had been the musical director and orchestra leader for Arthur Godfrey. By 1956, the small independent label had signed several artists, the most notable one probably being Andy Williams, and Cadence, wanting to branch out, began seeking new country artists. Accounts of what happened next vary a great deal, but the outcome was the same. As luck would have it, Archie Blyer contacted Roy Acuff, who pitched the Everly Brothers to him. Roy introduced the guys to Archie, and the Everly Brothers got a recording contract with Cadence as a country act. At the end of February 1957, Archie flew to Nashville to be present at the boys' first session for Cadence Records. They needed a song. Chet Atkins knew of a song through Acuff Rose that he had tried unsuccessfully to get Porter Wagoner to record. It had been written by husband and wife team Felice and Boudleaux Bryant. Frankly, it had been turned down by something like 30 other artists, including Elvis Presley. But nevertheless, Chet and Archie saw potential in the song and asked Don and Phil to try it out. On March 1st, 1957, at RCA Victor Studio B in Nashville, Tennessee, with some of the best session musicians in town attending, including Chet Atkins on electric guitar, the Everly Brothers recorded their first single for Cadence Records, Bye Bye Love. In the initial audio playback, they liked the song, but Don felt that it was missing something because the beginning of it, directly into a vocal, just seemed too abrupt. Don Everly dug into his past and appended an adaptation of a Bo Diddley-style rhythmic intro. It was an energetic strum with 3 chords and 2 groupings. This punctuated the intro, giving him the catchy edge that he was looking for in the song. It was released on the Cadence label in late March 1957. Don's now iconic and most uncountry-like intro guitar lick announced Bye Bye Love every time it was played. Through the spring and summer of 1957, it became a crossover hit, reaching number 2 on the U.S. Billboard pop charts, number 1 on the Cashbox best-selling record charts, and also enjoyed major success on the country charts, reaching number 1 there. The Everly Brothers, the squabbling siblings that never really got along very well, launched their meteoric career from an obscure song that Don Everly spiced up with inspiration from Bo Diddley. The boys went on to become one of the biggest breakout acts ever from country music into the pop music scene, eventually landing the first ever $1 million recording contract in 1960 with Warner Brothers Records, and proving the old line that is, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. Oh, and by the way, in 1963, the Everly Brothers toured the UK with Little Richard and a fledgling act known as the Rolling Stones. And there was one other guy. You guessed it, Bo Diddley. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if so, please click that like button and leave a comment on the video to let me know what you think. This would also be a great time to subscribe to my channel if you like what I do here, and be sure to click the top notification bell on the selection to make sure that you are notified when I publish new content, which is usually several times a week. Once you have subscribed, you also have the option to join the channel as a Trooper Fellow. This will place a sticker on your comments so that I will see them first and give them priority responses. For some reason, that little button doesn't appear on mobile devices. You have to open the session on a desktop version of YouTube, and that's where you click on it. I also invite you to submit suggestions for pop music subjects spanning from the 1950s through the 1970s. Just leave a comment on this video, or you can email me at theguitartrooper@gmail.com. Thanks again for watching.